Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. It's now time for our WNBA 2-pack with Ramon Scott. Find his screen plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's bring him in right now, ready to roll with Ramon. You'll see some great numbers here from Ramon from baseball and WNBA. Over 500 units of profit last 30 days to add on to this 1,000 units here in baseball. Ramon, what's going on?
Hey, it's nice of you to say, Tony. Yeah, doing pretty good here right now. A couple more winners in the WNBA on Friday night, and we'll have a couple more here on Saturday, including more Commissioner's Cup action. Might be the biggest game of the season coming up early on here. We'll cover it here with you coming up right now.
Yeah, there we go here. Yeah, it'll be the one here, 1 Eastern on ABC, Liberty and Sun head-to-head. We can tell you here that looking here at Liberty about 1-2. I'm only showing Sun favored by one in different places. So this number is all over the place, as it usually is at this hour. The total coming in at about 159.
Yeah, you've got my little secret here, Tony. Looking at these line moves, certainly. The move's been pretty hot here in the NBA, but not always the case. You can break it down here a little bit with personnel, and that's what we'll do in this one between these two. Got, Connecticut coming in here undefeated, Tony, 9-0. 4-6 against the spread. We talked about how these good teams maybe been a bit overrated spread-wise, but doesn't matter really when you're talking about the standings or the Commissioner's Cup. Connecticut comes in 2-0. New York is 3-0. It is going to be likely one of these two teams. There's some tiebreakers. Indiana's 2-1, but they involve score differential. So really, it's going to come down to these two, Tony. It really feels like this game will determine the Eastern Conference team. So pick the winner. You're probably going to be a championship game. You do want to have the overall best record as well. So there's stuff to play for, but still, these two teams will be looking to win this game and get that golden ticket, I guess you could call it. New York's 9-2, 4-7 against the spread, 3-2 against the spread on the road. They've won 5 straight, covered 5 straight, including the win 78-61 on Thursday at Atlanta. They also won at Chicago here of late, Tony. They're tied for the best start in team history currently. So I'm going to end up here on the Liberty, laying that point or so on the road. You mentioned it. It's a near pick 'em, but you're going to find right now, I think the Liberty probably going to go off the favorite in this game, Tony, by just a point or two, it looks like, heading in here overnight. That's the way it looks like it's settling anyway. Connecticut won on Tuesday, 76-59 against Washington, behind Dewana Bonner, 20 points. Connecticut did sign veteran Veronica Burton here this weekend, the former Dallas Wings player. She looks like she'll be with the team here for the rest of the season. She's a veteran here, so Connecticut has added her to the roster. Brianna Jones has looked great coming off her injury last year. Connecticut is on a roll as well, but I'm going to take the Liberty here on the road in this big game here, Tony. Just measuring the two teams right now, I like Connecticut, the Liberty here. Connecticut, Tony, has won 4 games by 4 points or less. They're playing good. They're playing close games and winning them, but they're up against a really good team here in the Liberty. So I'm going to take the Liberty to hand Connecticut their first loss of the season.
Now, Liberty were the dream team coming into last season, right, with all their off-season acquisitions. Liberty and Sun, the pick here being Liberty. This has been the line move, a change of favorite here. Liberty minus the 1.5. All right, guys, be sure to click the link below for Ramon's best bets and use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save that 20% off. Let's continue on here with the next game on this WNBA board. Dream and Sky. Dream a 1.5 on the road, total 159.
Yeah, 2 more Eastern Conference teams, so not going to make it to the title game in the Commissioner's Cup, but still important game for these teams right now with both coming in around 500. Atlanta's 4-4, and Chicago's 4-5, Tony, this season. Atlanta, they've 3-5 against the spread coming in. Chicago 5-4 against the spread. I'm going to look to the total, of course. This series last season, all 4 games did go under. All were Atlanta wins and covers. Yeah, Chicago's grown their roster here a little bit or mixed up their roster. Atlanta's got a pretty steady roster from last year, so I think we're looking at kind of the same team currently. Atlanta's gone under in 4 straight. Chicago's gone under in 5 straight. They lost to Washington on Thursday, as we mentioned, 79-71. So with Chicago 1-3 to the under at home, Tony, and we've seen, I think, uh, over the last 2 weeks, maybe even since the Commissioner's Cup, over the last week and a half or so here, right, that the scores have been lower, the defense has picked up, and granted, maybe these two teams are out of it in the Eastern Conference as far as the Cup's concerned, but again, combined 9 straight unders between them. All 4 went under last year. I'm going to have to go that way. I'm going to go under here with the Dream and the Sky on Saturday evening.
All right, Ramon Scott, click the link below for his best bets, Dream and Sky. It'll be under total of 159. All right, we got you through this 2-pack from the WNBA here for the Saturday card. It's now time to turn our attention over to Tony'sPicks.com here for the action on Saturday. You can see Ramon put up great numbers in Major League Baseball last 30 days, 1,076 units of profit, also $500 into profit, over 500 in WNBA for that same time period. All right, we've got a 15-game card from baseball, 2 from the W. NHL final game number 1 as well, domestic MLS. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Tony. We'll look at that 4-game card tomorrow in the Major League Soccer, as well as NHL Finals. Game number 1. Let's get into it with the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, this is going to be a great series, Tony, between these two teams. I mean, when you think about what Florida being able to get right there last year, they'll have the experience edge certainly a little bit, but certainly the Edmonton Oilers and their veteran unit, they've kind of played to this point. This is the culmination, it does feel like, as well, for that franchise. So it's really going to be awesome. Awesome series here, I think, between these two teams. So join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'll have a premium pick selection, of course, in the NHL Finals. Game number 1 on Saturday night, Edmonton Oilers at Florida Panthers, plus Major League Baseball. It's kind of a wild one, Tony, on Friday, but we're able to have another profitable day in the major leagues. And we're really getting going in the major leagues, trying to keep up with the precedent you've set here, Tony, over the last several weeks. I'll say over a month here right now. You've been on a roll. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TONYT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine, including Tony's, including all of our cappers over there. It's going to be a good day of action here. There's an MMA card as well, Tony, coming to us from Louisville, and I'll have at least a 3-pack there, it looks like, trying to make sure we give you the best toughest matchups is the way I like to look at it. Make sure you got the picks for those closely rated ones when I feel like it's a strong play. So I'll have an MMA card here, certainly. I rolled 11 plays here on Friday, so I'm expecting a dozen more on Saturday, even with what looks like a light card. But we've got action, Tony, in Major League Baseball, NHL hockey, MLS, MMA. It's going to be a good weekend over at Tony'sPicks.com. No reason to stop now. Let's keep it going on Saturday over at Tony's Picks. You can get my 3-day pass right now. Get you Saturday, Sunday, and Monday's action with me if you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Pick up my 3-day all sports pass. 7-day also. Go all the way through next week. And all these playoff games, NBA Finals, all the way through next week, NHL Final, NHL Stanley Cup Finals, all the way through. I'll have premium pick in every game, Tony. That's what the finals are all about. You have the biggest games, you're going to have the biggest picks. So we're going to be rolling, certainly, with the major sports playoff action this week over at Tony'sPicks.com. And, of course, on Saturday I'll have individual packages as well, Tony, in Major League Baseball, and a little bit of that soccer and basketball. We'll put package together for anyone who wants to get just a day's worth, but I'll still have probably put together like a 7-pack for a very reasonable price. Always use that promo code TonyT at checkout over at Tony'sPicks.com.
All right, guys, you got Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, great results from Major League Baseball. Ramon, 1,076 units of profit for the last 30 days. Also over 500 units in WNBA. No better time than now to get on board with Ramon. Click the link in the description. Get signed up. Long-term passes. Hey, that 1-month pass will cover for the entire NBA and NHL Finals. baseball in there, WNBA, the peripherals with the MLS, as well as UFC. A lot going on right now during this time of the year, guys, and whatever you choose. Also, the one-day passes, you'll keep an eye on those profit guarantee picks that will be popping up for individual plays, best bets, and multi-packs for one day. Keep an eye on those. Whatever you choose, remember the promo code TonyT at checkout will save the 20% off. Find a link to Ramon's page in the description, land right here, and get signed up. Ramon also hosts Morning Steam every day here on the Tony Fix YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It gives you a pick from every game on the board, a major board, and he also delves into some of the peripherals. It's a chat-driven show, so folks in the chat are welcome to chime in with their picks. Ramon, I'm Tony T. We'll talk tomorrow.